Hello, hello, and welcome to another week. Thanks for being here. Good to see where everybody's joining from. Looks like we got most of our Australia and Asia crew, and not a lot of US folks up this early yet because this is yet another week of being on the road. So, thanks for joining wherever you're joining from. Let me know if you can hear me and see me okay because I was doing some tests and before going live, always like to run the countdown, not just because it's fun, but also because it helps me test the stream before I actually start. And I noticed that there was a little bit of tearing in the video, so I hope that means that you can at least still hear me okay. The other reason for doing the countdown music is that I can play the stream back while I'm actually viewing it on YouTube, while actually live, and the lets me hear, and the music is a good way to do that because you can very quickly hear audio skipping if it's music versus if it's just like background noise or talking. It's not as easy to tell. So that's the other reason for doing the countdown at the beginning. All right, got some people in the chat saying looks and sounds good. Everything is fine. FTFO Media says it's 8 a.m. not early.
On West Coast, it's earlier.
West Coast, it's super early. Lily is here sitting across from me, working on scrapbooking, I guess you could call it. I don't know, what do you call it?
I guess it's scrapbooking.
Journaling. Journaling. That's the word. So yeah,
it's a mess.
Oh, Dylan's audio is clipping a little bit, and Mike's audio is clipping a little bit. Let me turn. I guess I can turn that down on the receiver end. That's weird because it's the same audio setup as I was using last week, but I should be able to just go like this. Might be too far down. Let me know if this is better. I don't want to play it back on because I don't have the headphones on. I just have the ability to play it through my computer, which is going to cause an echo. Anyway, let me give you a quick little rundown of this once we confirm that everything is good. Talking Head is working better than the pre-show. So yeah, the funny thing is I started pushing this stream up to YouTube about an hour ago, maybe a little bit less than an hour ago, and was watching it back, running a little bit of tests and just letting it go, and it was fine. And then, of course, 5 minutes before live, 5 minutes before going live, I started seeing the image tearing on the screen, and I was like, of course, right? So I'm ready to go live. So I went live. I then stopped the stream on the Director Mini, which is what I'm using to encode this right now. Actually stopped streaming, changed the bitrate to 2 megabits instead of 2.5 megabits, and then started again. And so that was before the countdown music was playing, so you probably didn't even notice it, but there was a little gap there. And it seems to be doing better now. So that is the deal. All right, we've got audio, video, and internet signal all extremely clear here in Bangkok from Rossi. So I got a chance to actually meet Rossi while I was in Bangkok. That was super fun. Thanks for coming out to the mall next to the place I was staying to meet. And I got a picture of us to share on the stream, so that was fun to hang out and chat for a bit. That was in between some of my meetings, so great chance to come out and have a quick cup of coffee. A lot of fun. Mike says still clipping. Guitar Coach says, could the audio artifacts be not clipping but low bandwidth? It could be. We've got an audio situation going on. I might have to get my headphones out so I can hear what's going on, because at least then I can tell which end it's on. It ran fine during the countdown. was listening to the music. I think the audio issues are low bandwidth, definitely not loud enough to be clipping, says Bailey. Well, let me turn the audio back up because I don't want to just have low audio for no reason. And let's see what we can do about this. So I'm gonna give myself headphones plugged in there. And then first thing I'm gonna do is listen to the mix in the Director Mini. Oh, weird. It doesn't sound great. I can't tell what it is. You know what? I wonder if it's a, are we getting close to the CPU usage on this? Because I kind of feel like we might be, because I have a lot going on in this, which I'll show you in a second. How are we doing? Where was the CPU stats on this? It's only 40%. 40% CPU, so that should be okay. Well, hopefully it's not unlistenable, but I hate bad audio. The other thing I can do is I can switch over to a microphone that's paired to the Pocket 3 instead of the DJI Mini. Let's do that for a second and see if it's any better. Somewhere in here. So I should be able to pair that to, oh yeah, so the camera I'm using, I'm going to give you a little overview of this in a second. There we go. Now that's paired over there. So now I can switch over to the other audio. So let's go like this. Let's go. Don't like the zoom control in that app. This is my little Android phone for a wireless camera. I will switch over and mute the mic. And oh, that was bumped up 6 dB. Maybe it was actually just clipping. Hang on. Okay, this is the audio coming in through, it's still a wireless mic, but it's the audio coming in through the Pocket 3 paired there now. So tell me if this is any better. It's really hard for me to listen to my own audio, so I'm not going to be able to give you using the headphones was hard to tell on my own. Matt says better, so we're going to leave it at that. Great. IT Never Gets Old says, is it as warm and humid in Vietnam as it was in Bangkok? Yeah, absolutely. It's terrible. I hate it. At least when the sun has been going down now tonight, it's gotten a lot cooler, so that's nice, but oh my God, it's still really, really, really humid. Oh, everyone says a lot better. Jitter is gone with a different microphone. Interesting. I wonder what is going on, because last week I was using the Mini 2, or the Mini Mic Mini, DJI Mic Mini, wow, paired analog into the Director Mini. Did I do the USB? I feel like I did the USB first on Livestream, and I had a couple of issues with that one. Then I switched to analog, and it was fine, but today it's not working as well. I don't know why, but we have a backup plan. Great. Okay, before I get to the questions, I want to give you a quick little rundown of all the stuff I have here, which I can do with my little handheld camera. Not the best low light on this little Android phone. It's not a very expensive Android phone, that's why. So, okay, so today we're using the Director Mini to stream. This is where all of the scenes are created. I've got the all the layouts, the countdown music, the overlays, the chat, everything is being brought in through the Director Mini. Cameras paired are this Android phone that I'm holding, which is wirelessly connected. So it's running the Director utility app paired into the Director Mini. I've got the Pocket 3. Oops, I didn't actually mean to tap that. I've got the Pocket 3, which is up there, which is running over USB into the Director Mini. That's my main camera. I'm not using my DSLR this time or my mirrorless, my Micro Four Thirds mirrorless today, just the Pocket 3. Does a decent enough job in relatively low light. The lighting in this hotel room is terrible. I did not bring a light with me, so it's just this light on the side here and the ambient light in the room. Notice how you can see the bathroom through that window. I will explain that in a minute. And then the other thing, so we've got the map that's able to be shown in the Director Mini and thumbnail. I can do the layouts. I have my iPad being brought in. So this is how I was showing that photo. It's just my iPad screen share, which is actually running the NDI Capture app on the iPad and screen sharing over NDI into the Director Mini. And the other camera running in here is something I did at the last second, which is Lily's Osmo Pocket 2, which is behind that window. So it's kind of far away. Oh, that's a big face. Kind of far away behind that little curtain. And it is connected to my travel router wirelessly. And uh-oh. I can't tell if I'm still alive.
Oh no.
I think I'm still alive. Tell me if I'm still alive, because Google's wanting me to verify my account right now, which is super awesome.
Oh, probably because you're in Vietnam.
Probably because I'm in Vietnam. The Pocket 2 is streaming RTMP into the Director Mini, which is giving you this view out of the window, which is, it's very dark outside. There's a little bit of a back glare on there, but, and the Pocket 2 is not the best in low light, especially with this terrible, harsh contrast of that massive screen outside, but it's kind of fun that we can get a live view out the window, which is wireless into the Director Mini. Oh, good. Okay, I'm still here. Still live. Great. So I'm going to just ignore that prompt right now, but it means I probably will have to deal with it in order for me to stop the stream. IT Never Gets Old says, I had the same Google issue when I was in London in January. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, I popped up in a new country today that Google has not seen me in ever before, so that is very suspicious, in fact, and I don't blame it for triggering that notice. However, it is slightly inconvenient. So so the one other cool trick that I can do, which I turned off a second ago, is because I have the travel router that everything is connected to. The travel router is on the hotel Wi-Fi. The Director Mini is wired into it, and then my iPad, computer, phone, other phone, Director Mini, or Pocket 2 are all on the Wi-Fi that this travel router is broadcasting. But I can connect that to the VPN at home, and all these devices will show up like they're coming through the home network, which then Google would be not suspicious of. But probably the fact that I had that running an hour ago and then turned it off, and my connection then originated from Vietnam, is very suspicious. And hopefully Google doesn't completely lock me out of everything. I do have my YubiKey on me, so if I should be able to recover anything through that. Matt says, the mess of the cars in the street, never could drive there. Me either. Oh my God, I can't even describe what we did earlier today. It was that street. So we were trying to get to a restaurant. And do you see how, you can kind of tell, there's 4 lanes of traffic going to the left. And there's actually 2 lanes going the other direction. And we had to cross that street. And it was literally like playing Frogger. It was like, of course no one's going to stop. There's a crosswalk. No one's going to stop. As far as I can tell, the way you cross the street is you just walk to the middle of the street and wave your hands really high, and like people will just hopefully slow down.
There was a person in front of us who just put her hands fully above her head. And, like, it looked terrifying.
Yeah, that was how we learned how to cross the street. The woman in front of us just started walking, no concern for the oncoming traffic. Hands straight above her head, waving her hands, and made it across. And then we tried that, and we
did not like it.
did not like it. We crossed the 2 lanes first, and there was like, it wasn't really a full island, but there was like a little gap between the lanes, and then ran across the other way. But then when we crossed back up the street, there was no island. It was just the stripe, and we literally just ran across the 4 lanes, stopped on the stripe, waited for a few cars to pass both directions, and then ran the other 2 lanes. It was wild. Do not recommend. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Looks like things have stabilized. That's great. Now, where was I in the chat? Oh, Bailey says, I like that YouTube has finally implemented a way to watch the stream in full screen and still use the chat. Is that on desktop or mobile? I haven't actually paid attention. Oh, yeah, from the countdown, IT never gets old. Says, given the occasional tearing, I suspect we're in a lower bandwidth scenario than last week. Yeah, the Wi-Fi here is clearly not as good. Well, last week I was hardwired into the hotel, and today we're on Wi-Fi because I don't see a network jack here. So that doesn't help at all. And then the other part is it's just a different place. It's still a Hilton though, so they at least have decent bandwidth.
The last one wasn't a Hilton.
Oh yeah, the last one was Marriott. most of the time when I'm at these, I'm at Hilton's. But I did a speed test and it was like 20 up and down, so it's not too bad. Okay, actual question here. Let's see. Karen says, looking for a camera and mic recommendation for a Zoom call, a meeting room with 5 participants around a table. Someone mentioned a Jabra puck for the mic, but not a model. If you have, how much money do you want to spend on this? Because there are some pretty incredible solutions now for this, unsurprisingly. And one of the ones that we were actually just using last week during some of the meetings, it's called a Meeting Owl, and it is 21,700,000. That's not helpful, Google. I think it's about $1,000. It's 21,700,000 Vietnamese dong. But yeah, it's about $1,000. It's a little tower that sits in the middle of the table, and it has a 360 camera. And the really cool thing is that like the mics are also 360, so it can tell where the person is talking, and it will actually do like a multiple layout of, it shows you like the strip of a 360 view where you can see everybody's tiny little faces, but then it will use the mic array to figure out who's talking and like pull out a close-up shot of them larger in the screen.
Are you talking about the owl?
Yeah.
We use it for our all company stand-up every morning.
Oh, really?
And it's quite good.
Okay. So another vote on the Meeting Owl from Lily.
The only downside is if there's a lot of crosstalk, it's like inscrutable to the people on Zoom. So like,
yeah, but I mean, lots of crosstalk is inscrutable to people in the room also often. Like,
yes.
So, yeah. That is probably my top recommendation if you have the budget for it. It's $1,000, so it's not super cheap, but it's really good. There are some microphones that do something similar without the camera, but they also are expensive. There's a very cheap version. I actually did a video about one a while ago. Oh, IT Never Gets Old actually has it. I have the cheap one that you did a video on 2 years ago, less than 100. It's I think it was the J5 Create. I don't know if I'd recommend it for the audio, but for the video, it's good enough because the video doesn't need to be super crisp. if the audio is good. And if you did that for the video and then like a better conference mic, like one of the Jabra models, I'm trying to remember it's been a while since I bought one. I have one of the older ones, but they're little pucks, and they do okay. I don't actually know if they have a beamforming one. I should probably look into that. Anyway, Meeting Owl, if you just get it, your problem will be solved. Let me try to find a link to that, because affiliate links are super helpful. Oh, there's two Meeting Owls. One's the cheap one, one's the expensive one. Interesting. There's a $2,000 one also. Though we were using the $1,000 one. It's the white one last week. Lily, do you know if yours is the white or the black one?
I'm trying to recall from my memory.
Yeah. No, okay.
We have like 4 or 5 of them in our building.
Yeah, the conference here had a one for every one of the breakout rooms. Okay, cool. There's the link. Karen says audio is the main issue. Yeah, Eric says where I work, they deliver the Owl Mini to classrooms when required. Mini? I think the Mini might be the one that's not nearly as good. This is the Meeting Owl 3, and it's, of course, AI-driven speaker tracking. Everyone just likes to slap AI on whatever they used to call machine learning because it's so much cooler now. This is definitely not the Mini. Neil says it must have been a newer model because the earlier model's quality wasn't very good. This was the 3, so I guess there's been 2 earlier models. Mike says, checking with YoloCam, saw it from Photo Joseph. Have you seen it? Looks very solid. I have seen it a couple times at NAB. I have it in a box at home waiting for me to get back. And as well as the YoloBox Extreme, I only have a week before I turn back around and am gone for another week. So Frank wants me to do a video about the YoloBox Extreme first before the YoloCam. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to get it posted the week that I'm back. And then I will do, after I'm back again, I'll do a video on the YoloCam. I'm very curious to check it out. It arrived right as I was leaving for this trip, so I didn't get a chance to even turn it on when it got here. But yeah, I'm really curious. I'm really curious how well it works. Fantastic says the new beamforming conference room mics are cool. Yeah, there's like, you can buy like $2,000 or $3,000 microphones that you put on the ceiling, but they're called beamforming, and they can tell where the person is who is speaking and like use the other microphones in the ring to cancel out that audio, so it can really isolate in on speakers. And it's magic how it works. It's amazing. Yeah. Thomas asks, recommendations for 32-inch or larger monitors that will accept 30 frames per second needed to show iMag feed in the church nursery. It's so annoying. So there are some monitors, the cheap ones. I made this mistake and I bought a cheap Dell monitor when it was on sale. It was only a 27-inch though, and it was like $240 or something, or even less maybe. And actually, I think it was less. But it does not accept a 30 frames per second signal, not even like upscaling it. And I have to use it with a decimator in order to turn it into the right frame rate. Very annoying. I don't have a recommendation for this, but I would say you usually can find it if you look at the detailed specs on the website for the product. Because I was able to, like when it wasn't working, when I was using the Stella and it wasn't working, I was like, what is going on? And I did go to the website, pulled up the detailed specs, and found that it does in fact say that it does not accept, it only accepts a 60 hertz input signal. So look around for that. If you're going for over 32 inches, you're probably just going to be in TV territory anyway, and So, yeah. Sorry. IT Never Gets Old says, nice job on the OC video on NDI this week. Yeah, thanks. That was actually a long while ago that I posted it, or that I filmed it. I filmed it at the same time I did the NDI with the Director Mini video, and just had it sitting there waiting to post. So got to post that this week. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. It is essentially a video about sharing your iPhone screen wirelessly using NDI into the OC Go stream, which works great. It's also the same way that I'm sharing the iPad screen into the Director Mini right now, just using the NDI capture app, which is pretty cool. In plain sight, I'm guessing you're a plane spotting channel. Says, what are your honest thoughts on the YoloBox Extreme? I'm looking at a portable solution to do remote live streaming, I'm guessing planes, but can't decide between YoloBox or doing remote with Zoe Tech to a laptop remote. Overlays are a big part of our show, hence why I like OBS and laptop remote, but open to suggestions. I will say the YoloBox Extreme overlay, well, I haven't tried it on the Extreme yet, but the Ultra and the other YoloBoxes I've tried, the web overlays have been not 100% compared to OBS. Like, some things are just a little bit glitchy. So if it's like a super important part of the stream, it's not the best option. One of the problems is the web browser. This may have gotten fixed. Yeah, I think it did get fixed. But for a while, the web browser was not 1920 by 1080, so things like didn't scale right. I think that got fixed though, because my chat kind of like, I had hard coded that screen dimension into a lot of my graphics. So I will double check on the Extreme when I get back to see if that is at least working there. One other factor, so there's a couple other factors here. If you are out in the field where you don't have the best internet connection, if you're using a device like what I'm doing right now, which is like it's the risky way to do it, where like this is the device that is pushing the stream to YouTube, which means if this thing loses its internet connection, like everything is down. You're just going to see glitches and it's bad, right? So that's also true with the YoloBox. So if you split it and you're doing like something, whatever, Zoe Tech or whatever encoder, pushing to a OBS running somewhere totally different on a stable network connection, if your video link goes down, your stream doesn't go down. They won't see anything, but you can do things like you could do things where like the overlays would still work, or you would be able to have like, I don't know, a border that's always online, so people can at least tell like the YouTube stream isn't glitching, and YouTube will not see any glitches. It'll see like the same stream coming from OBS, but your main video link will be down. That can be better, but so that's another option. On the other hand, the YoloBox, if you are subscribing to the YoloCast platform, has their network bonding feature, which makes the stream, like the YoloBox, use the network connections way better than not using it. So that's something that, of course, you can do that kind of network bonding using other solutions, like Speedify and other VPN solutions, but it's just built into the YoloBox, so it's very easy. So a couple different trade-offs there. Oh, and great, we're getting confirmation here. Mike says the web URL overlay bug should be fixed a few months back, at least on the Ultra. Yeah, so if it's fixed on the Ultra, I'm assuming it's fixed on the Extreme. Would have to double check if it's fixed on the Pro or not, but they at least usually those fixes get carried forward into the bigger models. Mike says, please help test how 4K powerful the Extreme is. Already you can do at least 4 cameras at 4K 60 and stream at 4K 60. Also, HDMI output can be set to 4K. I will have to do some 4K tests. I'm going to see how fast I can do the tests when I get home. the, but yeah, at least I have some 4K cameras I can pipe in. Oops, fantastic. This is ironic, as I was just talking about the stream going down. Program just repeat the last 10 seconds and is now gapping. Are you dropping out to YouTube? Can you see the streaming stats? I get very little visibility of what's going on, and I also can't use the YouTube console unless I verify myself with Google, which maybe I will have to do that right now. I should be able to. Let's see if I can do this fast. It's going to let me use my passkey to verify. Okay, that was fine. That wasn't too bad. I see stream health, no warnings in the stream health, and the Director Mini is also, it's not showing me much, but I'll show you what I see. I wish I could share the screen better, but I don't have it wired in right now. I see a solid bandwidth graph, so no clue about what's wrong. In Plain Sight says, I appreciate your knowledge. Thanks. I do like the idea of OBS running from the office with only the feed and audio on location at the airport. And yes, we are a plane spotting channel. Cool. Very cool. I really want to get a better system down for that kind of split setup, because the thing that I really want that I haven't been able to nail down yet is if the feed drops, I want it to like auto cut to a no signal image or something. Actually, ironically, I guess I have that already on the Director Mini, now that I think about it, because there's that feature where if any of the cameras, whether it's a webcam, HDMI, or a stream input goes down, you can set a placeholder graphic. So if I were streaming, if the Director Mini were at home and I was streaming to it from here, then it would fall back to that placeholder image. I just haven't figured out how to do that in OBS yet, or other things running on a computer, so it'll be interesting to try. The Pocket 2 stream is still going strong though. That's the view out the window, streaming RTMP from the Pocket 2 wirelessly through my travel router to the Director Mini over RTMP. There's a little RTMP server in the Director Mini, and you're seeing that view live now, which is just wild. IT Never Gets Old says it glitched a little but cleaned up. James says restarted the stream and it's fine now. Weird. Okay. Random glitches. Mike says in YoloLive user group there are quite a lot of people using it for airline streaming videos. I mean, that's great. It makes a lot of sense. It's pretty well set up to do that with the built-in, like it's got a built-in battery that lasts a decent amount of time. It's got a lot of inputs and outputs. It really is an all-in-one. In Plain Sight says, I guess you could also use companion web buttons to switch the scenes if the feed went down. Yes, but it depends on why the feed went down. Because if your entire internet goes down, then your remote control doesn't work either. So it depends on if it's a complete fail or just like a bandwidth glitch. But if you do have remote control, then yes, you can obviously manually control your OBS. Matt says, just an FYI, the OBSBot Tail 2 is now shipping and it's great. I should be getting one of those when I get back from this trip as well, so I will do some more tests on that, share that on the channel. That'll be fun. They wanted to send me it last week and I was like, I am out of town for a month, so yeah. Oh, on the monitor question, Let's Celebrate TV says, almost all Asus ProArt monitors can do everything you throw at it. Doug Johnson did a full review and demoed them. Oh, cool. Okay, that is a great recommendation. I'm guessing they're expensive since they're called ProArt, though. Eric says, where's the next trip? Just California when I get back. But it's like there's a conference that's almost a full week long, so I'm basically gone for a week again. Yeah. At least it's the same time zone. Neil says, beamforming mics are great for meetings, not necessarily for video production, because in a quiet environment, you can literally hear a needle drop. Yeah, good for meetings. This is a question for you all in the chat. Anybody having issues with OBS virtual camera lately? I use Ecamm Live to resolve the virtual cam issue. Wish Ecamm Live had instant replays like OBS. Yeah, I have not used any of that to give you a good recommendation. But if any of the chat has an idea, feel free to chime in. Since I have the iPad up, thought it'd be fun to show some more of the photos from what we've been up to. So this morning we took a flight from, where were we? We were in Cambodia for the last 2 days, brief trip in Cambodia. That is the airport, new airport, which is kind of cool. The apparently it was started almost 10 years ago, but just finished 2 years ago, replacing an airport that was much closer to the big archaeological site Angkor Wat. And this is now like an hour's drive away, but it's much bigger, can handle the big planes and stuff. So it's a cool airport. What were we? So we were there for like a day and a half, but the main point of the trip of stopping there was to visit the Angkor Wat, which is this very, very cool old place. And we got up very early, got in a little tuk-tuk and drove out there for the sunrise, which we did in fact see. It was so much more crowded there than I was expecting. I knew it was gonna be crowded, but oh my gosh, it was packed. Very challenging to get any photos that don't have people in them. But yeah, that's my sunrise picture. I got one good snap out of it. If you look at, so we went and where's the picture of the crowds? I put it in here somewhere. So, oh, I guess I missed that one. So when you enter, like, it's just this mass of people, and stood there for a while, looked at the sunrise, managed to get a snap of the sun peeking through. But then we took off, we snuck ahead before like the whole mass left that front area, probably earlier than we should have because there was more sunrise to be seen. But managed to go up into the, actually got up into the tower there. And you can get quite high up that. And this is what it looks like the other direction of looking back. So that first picture was taken like from that mass of people. And this is us at the top looking back down at everybody looking at us, which was kind of fun. This is actually what it looks like being up in that tower. So kind of fun, very wild to see that. Oh, so I did some research on whether it was like, should I bring a drone on the trip, right? And I did a lot of research on the different countries to figure out, like, is this realistic at all? Thailand was complicated. If I remember correctly, most of Cambodia was very chill. I don't actually remember the details anymore because I forgot to make the actual compilation of all the rules. But we were mainly going to this location and not a lot of other things in Cambodia. So the point would have been to fly around there. And they were very, very clear about like no drones allowed. If you want to film at that site, you have to like apply for a commercial filming permit, have your insurance, register your drone, blah, 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 like all this.
And it's very expensive.
Yeah, it was like a $10,000, maybe it was five. I think it may have been $5,000 like application permit fee to film at that site. And I was like, well, that's not happening. This is clearly meant for like commercial filming, like movies and stuff. However, when we got there, it was dark when we got there, right? So it was like pitch black, very dark. Sun was just coming up. So anything in the sky is very obvious. And there were like 6 drones flying around. It was clearly they did not all have a commercial filming permit. And they were mostly the, not the DJI minis, but like the next size up. So they weren't huge ones, but they were clearly like the fancy tourist drones. Maybe one of them had a filming permit because he had like a whole big tripod and like a massive zoom lens on a camera and the drone that he was flying around. So maybe he was legit. The rest of them, I seriously doubt it.
I want to also say that it said no professional cameras, and there was a staggering amount of people with like full tripods and rigs set up, like not just a regular tripod, and not just a regular camera either.
There were I don't know, I think the mic can pick up Lily, but there were a lot of signs on the entrance of like no professional cameras and the icon of a DSLR, and I was worried like, oh, is my camera going to be too big because I have my GH7 with me with the 12 to 60 lens, so it's not small. But then we got in there and there were people with full on tripods, the 400 millimeter lenses. So clearly they don't care that much about that rule, and they clearly don't care about the drone rule either, because there were lots of security staff around everywhere, just because it's a massive crowd. And they did not care about the drones whatsoever. So
maybe the drone people were getting busted and we just didn't see it.
Could be, but they were flying around an awful lot for if they were getting busted. Maybe they just bribed the guards or something. I don't know. It was clearly I could have brought a drone and flown it around all of these locations. And this was just the
not the Grand Palace.
Oh yeah, not the Grand Palace.
There's no way.
Yeah.
The Grand Palace, if your sleeves are slightly too short, won't let you in.
Yes. Not the Grand Palace. But that was Thailand.
Yeah.
Thailand, I think, is a whole different story. But Cambodia seemed like nobody cared. And Nils says, "It's just me and my red point and shoot." Yeah, exactly. So this was just like the big site, but then the pass that you get for like $37, which seems kind of expensive, but then once you realize what you can like go see and it's all spread out over miles, you're like, oh, this makes sense.
The local economy of Cambodia.
There were a lot of other places to visit that had both much fewer staff and also much fewer people, and would have not even been a risk at all of flying a drone. Like this place, I would not have felt comfortable flying a drone over, because people were just literally flying over the crowds of this, like straight down that middle row of people, 5 feet above people's heads. Like the exact thing everyone says not to do, right? Like, but the rest of the sites were like mostly, at most, you'd be like in a group of 20 going through one little hallway, but then everything else would be totally clear. So could have probably brought a drone. Oh well. Oh yeah, this was the stairs up to one of those places. Very, very, very steep. Oh yeah, the Grand Palace. I just have a couple of things in here from that. But Lily got full outfit rental and got dressed up, had makeup and hair done and everything, and we walked around, did the whole photo shoot there. I have not finished editing all these photos. There's only a couple in here. But
personal photographer did great.
Yeah, I think the place we rented the costumes from was a little bit disappointed we didn't hire them as the photographer, but
they are really good.
Yeah,
I have their whole brochure, and like they take really good photos.
Yeah, but Lily was like, no, I have my own professional photographer right here. And I'm still working on these photos, but I got a couple of them done before today. So that was fun. Oh, and then this was a little edit of getting on the train and coming through in full getup. Oops, got the white frame on there. Yeah. So that has been the last couple of days. Oh, Eric says we heard Lily perfectly. Good.
I'm very loud.
Matt says, are you glad you brought the bigger camera? Yes, absolutely. I mean, that was one of the goals here, was to take a bunch of photos. So, yes, definitely glad I brought the big camera. I probably could have got away with the smaller GX85, which is a much nicer size than the G7, and uses the same lenses. But I will say the G7 has way better autofocus and more rapid fire continuous shutter, which is nice. So,
and we're doing a photo tour.
And we're doing a photo tour
in Saigon
in a couple of days. So, yeah. Eric says, I've heard of stories of the remote temple locations taking liberties because of lack of security staff. I mean, there was very few staff at some of the really remote ones, just enough to like check your ticket on the way in, and sometimes not even that.
I didn't seem very motivated to check your ticket.
Matt says, I like my Neo. It's so small, it will not hurt anybody. Yeah, I mean, I would not feel bad at all flying that over a crowd of people, because if it crashes, it'll just like bounce off of somebody's head and they'll think like maybe something hit them. They'll barely notice. It is the enclosed propellers, and it's super, super light. It's like 125 grams or something.
Did you tell them there was a DJI store right next to your last hotel?
Oh, yeah. There's actually been a few DJI stores in like the malls, but there was a big one next to the hotel we were at last week. And I just want to say, I feel like it's a little bit irresponsible or misleading for DJI to have these massive retail stores with the drones like in display cases and like full on like just buy a drone in these countries where it's like very complicated to actually do it legally. It is, and they are not going to tell you that, of course, because it's not their job and they're not lawyers, but like it's, yeah.
I will also say, electronics are very expensive in some countries, so it's possible that they're just there to appeal to people that are tourists that want to get it for a better price than they could at home.
That is true. That is true.
So, because they're all in like the bougie shopping malls that are going to be entirely rich tourists.
Yep. But like, I'm not gonna buy one.
We're spoiled in America, but not for long.
Yeah. Eric says, using the director mini for 2 live streams now, is that the best traveling switcher for the Southeast Asia run? I mean, I've been liking it a lot for this. It's done very well. It's very cool that I can do stuff like this. Like, I threw this together at the last seconds. I didn't really think about it, but this is the Pocket 2 live streaming to the director mini RTMP.
Oh my god, the traffic.
Yeah, the traffic is terrible.
It got so much worse than it was last time I looked.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
People can see that.
Yep.
Crazy sign. You can't really tell, but that's a sign.
Oh yeah, this streak of light across the top. The exposure is impossible to capture on this camera. I'll try to get a picture with my camera. I can actually control the exposure on. It's a TV screen that's like 8 blocks long. It's this massive LED wall, and it just plays ads the whole time. I mean, I assume it's run by the city, but like, how is that okay? It's so big. It's so big. Really messes with the skyline, but I mean, whatever. K-Wall Comedy says, now we can still see Lily. Yeah. Popped up behind me looking through the window. Matt says, I'm going on a 3-month world tour, but I'm only taking a Q3 43 Asus and laws is a whole long discussion. I missed something. You know, I had a thought actually of whether it would make sense for, I thought about using Switcher Studio for the next time I have a live stream on the road, because I do have my iPad here, obviously, although I'm sharing photos on it right now. But Switcher Studio runs on the iPad and can use iPhones as cameras, and webcams. So I could plug in the Pocket 3 as a webcam and use my iPhone and Android phone like I'm doing now as a secondary cameras. I'm curious how that would work. So I might have to try that at one point, see how I like it compared to the Director Mini. But I've been liking this setup. One of the other nice things about the Director Mini is the computer control. So I have on my on the computer here, I can pull up the web page to control it, including the audio. So it's easier for me to mute the audio here than it is on the touchscreen. And I can also, do scene switching here if I wanted to, but I mostly use a touchscreen for that. I didn't actually set up Companion on this, which I probably should have, because then I could have, didn't want to bring a Stream Deck with me, but I at least could have had buttons to automate more things. Is it their rush hour? I assume so, but it's Sunday, so why is Sunday at 8 p.m.?
I think it's rush hour 20 hours a day in Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah. Eric says it would actually be safe to cross the street with the congestion out there now they're not moving nearly as fast. Yeah, you could much easier cross this right now.
Oh my God.
It's so bad. We're going to go out later tonight and go find the markets and stuff, so we'll get to experience that. I kind of want to film us crossing the street with a 360 camera above my head. I think it would be hilarious.
You may capture your own death. Live.
Let's try to not do that. Let's try to not do that. Oh, this is a problem. Solunaris 149 says, when I use QLab to project a video to the venue and put it into the GoStream, a small dot appears in the top right corner of the Mac when it's output. Do you know how to get rid of that? This is a thing that Apple added in a recent Apple macOS version, which is that anytime a camera or screen capture is active, the OS puts a little dot in the corner of the screen, and it's supposed to be like a safety thing of in case you're running a program that you didn't realize was capturing your screen, you would be able to see this little dot. As far as I know, there's no way to get rid of it, but I know a lot of people have complained about it, so I don't know if that has changed. It's been a while since I looked. But a lot of people have complained about it. You're not the only one for sure. Oh yeah, I have more photos. Speaking of crossing the street here, one of the funny things that has been all over the place is this ridiculous, these bars that are built into the ground, but they're only 8 inches tall, and they're clearly to stop cars and motorcycles from going onto the pedestrian parts of the walkway, but they're the exact height that will trip somebody when they're walking, because you can't, if you're not looking, you may not actually notice it, and you'll walk just right into that bar, and it would catch your foot because it's high enough to catch your foot, but low enough that it's not a handrail, and that seems extremely dangerous, but apparently it's fine. Seems not safe. Oh yeah, I had some other photos from other places that we were walking around the temples. This was a forest that looks just like Oregon. There's one of the very old buildings. Oh yeah, the monkeys were not advertised as part of the tour, but they were very cute, and we spent a long time watching the monkeys.
Oh my God, did you show baby monkey video?
I don't have a good video of it, but I have the photos of baby monkey.
Baby monkey video, but I probably can't airdrop it to you, right?
I think you can. Also, this tree that took over this building, it's very cool. Apparently, this is also where Tomb Raider was filmed, and we were trying to find the actual tree.
That tree is 800 years old.
Oh yeah, that tree is 800 years old. the building is older, but the tree is 800 years old. And Tomb Raider is filmed here, and we were trying to find the actual tree from that from the movie. I think we found the tree that like everyone takes a picture of that was in the movie, but I was trying to find the one from the movie poster. Anyway, oh yeah, the monkeys were little troublemakers.
We also haven't seen the movie, right?
I think I've watched it a long, long time ago, but I've definitely not seen it recently. All this trash on the ground when we were walking here, I was like, oh man, people are really messy. But no, people are not messy. The monkeys are messy.
Yeah.
The monkeys have been, we're taking out the trash from the trash can and just like eating it and throwing it on the ground and making a giant mess. It was super silly. But they're very, very cute. This was how we got around. So we hired a tuk-tuk driver for just us for the day, and she was amazing. Just drove us around from place to place, gave us water and cold towels and fresh fruit during the trip. It was incredible. It was so nice to have someone just whisk us around to all the sites and not really have to think about it. Sorry for the portrait video, but I have a little 360 video of us zooming around on the tuk-tuk, which was very, very fun. This was my compromise. Instead of bringing a drone, I brought the 360 camera so I could stick it out the windows of the various vehicles and get close to drone shots. Oh, let's see, can I find the video of the monkeys?
Wait, I just airdropped it to you. You got it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It ended up on my computer, so I need to pull it into the iPad. Where is it? There it is. Look at the little baby monkey doing little baby monkey things. Don't know what this is about.
He's sucking on
his little back toe.
And he decides he needs to play with his foot instead.
Oh, fell over. What is your plan? Very, very cute. Yeah. Oh, Nils says you can remove privacy indicators in recovery mode. Thank you. I didn't realize that was finally fixed. Oh my gosh. Well, there you go. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to do that. That's a good idea. Oh, I forgot. I was gonna. So this hotel room is very fancy. Oh
my god.
Here. So you can't see out the window because of the reflections, but very fancy hotel room. But look at the window to the bathroom. You can just see right through to the bathroom, including into the toilet room, which is just like weird. But I looked at the window and I was like, this window is not 100% transparent. It's got a little bit of a sheen that's like, it looks like something's going on with it. And took me a while to figure it out, but it turns out that there is a switch inside the bathroom that you can turn that window opaque. So if you flick the switch, then the whole window just becomes opaque. It's the privacy glass. And I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. It's very weird, but yes, you can just turn it into a white sheet. I really wanted to get these for the windows in the house, but the research that I did led me to two conclusions, and they are now confirmed by seeing this. One is the window is in its natural state, like unpowered state, it's opaque. And when you give it power, it flips all the crystals to be aligned, and then it becomes see-through. So essentially it means if you want it to be see-through, it is consuming power. And if you turn off the power, it is a whiteout. And that's kind of the opposite of what I want. I would rather it be most of the time transparent and apply power to make it opaque. Which is like, because most of the time for like the house windows, I wanted to be able to make it opaque for sunlight, to block sunlight during the hot part of the day, like when there's direct light. So that would be opposite. But the other problem is, which I have now confirmed seeing this in person, it's not 100% transparent. There, you can definitely see that there's something on that glass. So it's not, it's not like a clear window. It's definitely, you can see clearly through it. It's not frosted, but it is not 100% transparent. So probably a good thing to not put that on all of the windows in the house, but it is still very cool. Let's go back and look at the traffic again. Yeah, still trafficking. Rossi says, my wife says displaying the outside view in the background turns live streaming atmosphere up to another level. I agree. I need to just leave this on. I wish I had a slightly better view of this because, one, this camera is not the best camera, but also it's impossible. Like, we're in this weird angle and I can't get the glare entirely out of the picture. So between the gigantic screen making the exposure terrible and the glare of the hotel room lights, it's not the best experience. So sorry, but yes, it is pretty cool though. Fantastic said that bathroom window is so cool. Wish you had a camera in there shooting into the room. I mean, I can move this camera into there. Point it back out. Yeah. Let's go on a little trip. While I put this into the bathroom. A little tour of the hotel room. I can just set it on the counter here. And then it's very cool. You can kind of see me in the reflection now. It never gets old. It really just never gets old. LCD shade makes way more sense, yes. IT Never Gets Old says, are they getting work done on the house while you were gone? Yes, they are. I don't know exactly what's been done, but some progress has been made.
We have a hot tub.
Oh, I did get a picture of the hot tub that now exists. It's not full yet and it's not powered, but it's at least built.
Minor details.
Which is very exciting. Let's see. I think I have a photo of that I can pull up. It was a couple days ago. There it is. Oh, it's not the best photo. It's a very cool hot tub though. You can see the decking now too. The decking is that dark wood on the bottom, and that's going to get built up all the way around the tub to be at the tub height so that you can like climb in from the top down and go into it. So very exciting. Can't wait for that to be done. Yeah, so they did that. There's been some other progress. Eric says, have they run power to the house yet? Do you have meters? No. I'm very mad about this, and this is going to be a House Files episode once this is all done. But the solar company does not have their whole stuff together for this project. And they, 6 weeks ago, when I called them to be like, hey, I want you to like put in the permit under the current construction permit, they were like, took a while to understand what I was talking about. And then finally, like, okay, we got it. We'll call your permit guys. And I talked to the permit guys 2 days ago, and they were like, oh yeah, the last thing we heard was that we asked the solar company for their plans so we could submit the permit. And they have not done that in the last 6 weeks. So cool. Thanks a lot, guys. Someday we'll have power. But that's for the other channel. So make sure you're subscribed to that. There should be a link down below, or it's a link on the related channels section on my channel or something. IT Never Gets Old says, last minute ad of the window cam was an awesome idea. Well done. I'm gonna have to do this all the time. I don't always have such a great view of ridiculous traffic. Speaking of traffic, we should go out in that traffic.
Yeah.
It's getting late, and we should go to the markets and grab some food also.
I am also like almost caught up on this.
Oh, good.
Almost.
Still furiously working on
Like
journaling.
how many pages I did? This page, this page, this page, this page, this page, this page, this page. I'm gotta put that in. That page, that page, and then this one's almost done, and then I started this one.
That's pretty a lot. Good. That's great.
Pretty good. And this is all the stuff that isn't yet in the scrapbook.
That's great.
And I don't know what to do with my railway passport.
Oh, that's very cute.
I have a little Thai railway passport because they had a little stamp rally. Their railway museum in Thailand it's just a collection of objects with no interpretation, and they're just sort of piled in the attic of the railway station. But they had this, and it was free, which is about the price. As someone who's been to a lot of railway museums, that was about the price this railway museum is worth, but this was very cute and cheap.
I assume you're going to give people a full tour of that on your live stream when you're back. Of the book.
Yes, yeah. I'm probably going to have to finish it, frankly.
Yeah.
If anybody knows where to get more...
Oh, yeah.
If you have any recommendations, I should have bought... I didn't realize this. I brought 3 cartridges, which is 30 photos. But this trip is long, and I need more... because I'm ridiculous, and I brought a photo printer with me. So it's the Kodak Mini 2 Retro P210R. And there were photo stores. I didn't look for this cartridge specifically, but there were photo stores in Thailand. I'm thinking there probably will be in Ho Chi Minh City. This is a very big, very metropolitan place. So I'm hoping I can find this. But if you know where to get one, like even just a chain that would be likely to have them in Vietnam, let me know.
Yeah.
I got another week, and I got like 5 photos left.
Yeah. Question from In Plain Sight. Another thought, is there a way to incorporate your Super Chat overlay on the YoloBox Extreme and control it remotely? Yes, and assuming that they fix the canvas size in the YoloBox Extreme, it should work fine. If you have the extension installed and you do the pop-out chat thing, there's a button in that window that says get URL, get overlay URL, and you can bring that into the YoloBox, which is actually essentially what I'm doing right now with the Director Mini. So only the remote screen is brought into the YoloBox, and then you get to treat your laptop as like the controller for it. So I should actually probably just do a video specifically about that on the YoloBox Extreme when I get that up and running. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. Matt says, hope to see you at NAB. Yes, I will be at NAB, however, only on Sunday. I'm stopping there on the way to the conference the rest of the week. So if you are at NAB, I hope to see you there. but I will only be there Sunday. So I get in Saturday night. So I'll be there like first thing when the show floor opens at 10. Should be there all day. I think my flight out is like at 8 p.m. or something. So I should be able to get almost all the show hours on the show floor, walking around. I got a couple of interviews lined up for a few different booths, and going to try to organize a meetup of some sort on John's Discord, the Here to Record Discord. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you there. Yeah. Okay. Time to put a little travel bag together for going out to the markets. I want to show how much ridiculous cash I got.
Yeah, you're a bazillionaire.
I'm so rich in Vietnamese dong. It's amazing. I have 200,000. There's 100 here somewhere. I have 100,000. I've got 50,000. I've got 20,000. I've got a 5,000. I don't know why this one's such a different style. It's like completely different paper and different design. Oh, this one's the front. Yeah, it's a lot of zeros. It's so many zeros. Really, in practice, everyone just has the lops off 3 zeros, and that's what everything's posted as. So this will be like, you'll see a sign for 100, and that's what this is, not 100,000. They don't put the zeros in the sign. I did buy something today. I bought a coffee drink that was 49,000, and I gave them 100 because I was like, I needed some smaller bills. I gave them 100, and I really wanted to see what the 1,000 looked like. And the guy gave me a 50,000 back and said, sorry, we don't have any 1,000s. So you don't get that in change. And I was like, well, fair enough, because it's worth like, what is that? 4? No, I can't do the math now. 100,000 is like $4. So it'd be 40 cents. So they don't have that. And this is 5,000 is like times 4, right? So it's like, oh my God, I can't do the math. This is why I have this app. This is the best app. It's called Elk. And it just gives you rough ranges of the two currencies that you care about.
Although I will also say it costs money, and I've been using the calculator app's built-in thing, and it's quite effective.
I was using this before the calculator added currency. But yes, I like this because it just, you don't have to type anything. You just swipe it between tens. So you can say, oh, I want to see what this range is. So 5K is 20 cents. 100K is $4. 4 million is $150. So it's very easy to just quickly like get an idea. Oh, and if you want to go into it, you can tap into it and then see this breakdown of the more detailed. Yeah. It's cool. But yes, the calculator app also now does currency conversion. If you go into, I forget how to turn it on.
You have to click on the bottom.
Oh yeah, it's in the little, if you click on that icon in the corner, then convert. Oh, it's very hard to use the phone backwards. And now, oh, it knows what currency, probably based on location of the phone. Oh no, that's Thai baht. That was the last country that uses it. So then you just choose which currency or what units you want to convert, and then it works like you'd expect, where you just type in a number, 10,000, and it tells you exactly how much. So if you want to get a more exact conversion, this is good. But I like Elk because you don't have to type anything. So there you go. Travel tip for the day.
If you can also just leave the calculator app on whatever the main currency, it's like 100K or whatever, and then it'll just always be there to remind you, which is nice.
Yeah.
And you can do math on it.
You can, right, that's true, yeah. Right, 10,000 plus, you can enter equations and it'll, do it. So yeah, it's nice, and it's free, it's right there.
And everybody uses calculators for negotiating in the markets too.
Oh my God, it's so silly. The suit people who got custom suits for, I feel like he was going a little overboard with this. He was telling us like, oh, this is how much for the suit, and he had this giant calculator. It was like a piece of a paper with massive buttons, and he would sit there and go, not showing us the numbers, and then at the end of all the tap, he would say, he would just show the number, and it would be like, whatever, 279. And then we'd be like, well, that was a little more than we wanted to spend. How about blah, blah, blah. And he would go, punch in a bunch of stuff, and then show us another number.
I will also say that calculators are very helpful when you don't share the language with them.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I used in China when...
Well, to show you a number. Like, it's more efficient to be like, here's a number. Yes. He was clearly using it as like, oh, I'm clearly doing some complicated math of this plus this, times your discount, plus the foreigner fee, minus the currency conversion fee, minus the discount that I'm giving you special because I like you, and then, oh, here's your number. Right, but like, no, that was, yes, it is very efficient to be able to show a number on the screen so that you don't have to say, did you say 15 or 50? 15? No. 15? No, 50.
Yeah, especially with like a strong accent.
Yeah.
It can be helpful.
Yeah, but he was definitely using it as a prop, which was just hilarious. But we did get suits, and they are good. They did come. It was not a scam, even though they literally followed us to the ATM to get cash out. But everything is fine. We don't have the cash, and we have the suits. So transaction successful.
And they look really good.
They do look really good. Okay. Now it has been almost 90 minutes, which is surprising. And hey, the stream held up pretty well. Only a few little glitches here and there. So with that, we should wrap this up. I will let the traffic play us out while we roll the credits. As always, thank you for your support. Thanks to the Extreme supporters, Larry, Kevin, and Marcin. Thanks to everybody else for being a channel member. If you are a channel member, make sure you join the Discord. The members Discord is going strong, posting little random things while we're traveling here as well, which is fun. But yeah, thanks a bunch. We'll be back with any luck for a stream next week back in Portland about 10 hours after I land. So yeah, I land in the evening, and that morning, hopefully back for a normal time stream. Cross your fingers, everything works well, and this rest of this trip goes well, and we make it back. So yeah, it'll be fun. Hopefully have more pictures to share after I've got some more editing done. And next week's stream might be a special edition, actually. So might be a launch stream for the YoloBox Extreme. We will see. That is currently TBD, but you heard it here first. Eric says that's a wrap. Another great Southeast Asia live stream. PKTV on the road. Yep. Oh, and Lily's going to hopefully have one more stream here while we're traveling. Don't know the time yet because the time of a normal stream is on the train.
It'll probably be in Hoi An, not in Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah. Be in Hoi An, not Ho Chi Minh City. So we'll see you there, possibly on her channel. Otherwise, see you all next time, and have a great rest of the day. Bye.